this is what I'm going to show you how to make today. This is a Tim Holtz tag creation that I made using the Cricut. So it's not like his, other than I used a few of his products. I just wanted to show you how you can do this using your Cricut. Okay, so these are the supplies for Tim Holtz Day 2 tag with the deer. And the supplies that I used are the same size tag as I made for Day 1, and that is 4.58 by 2.21, and it's from the Picturesque cartridge. And I had said before that it was 2.21 in height. It is 4.58 in height and 2.21 in width. And that is what this is. I have already inked that so it's not as bright. So when you go to make that, oh, I forgot to say, I have a place where I get free printable vintage music online, and that place is called Graphics Fairy, and that is where I got this paper from, and it was more vintage looking, and I've already put white ink over the top of it to dull it to make it like Tim's. I will have the link on my blog if you want to go to Grandma Bonnie's Place blogspot. That is where I will have the link to get the printable music sheet. The next thing you need will be, I've cut out Christmas 2 times out of gold metallic paper because I'm going to be making 2 different tags, one with a digital image or a stamped image, and one with a die cut. And Christmas is cut from Winter Woodland, and what I did was the Winter Woodland font has very delicate pieces inside of each of these letters. I hid each one of those because I wanted to have the curlicues of the font, and I believe this is cut at 0.50. It's big enough to fit, not too big to put on the tag. The next thing that I'm going to be using is the deer from Winter Woodland, and he is cut at 2.80, and this is the shadow that I cut out. And from that image, the next thing you need is like I said, I used white ink on my tag to dull it slightly. And the next thing I'm going to be using is this stamp from, I believe it's a Christmas Ink-a-Dink-a-Doo, and that is going to be the holly leaf that I used in the upper corner. Everything else are some supplies that I'm going to have on hand, and I'll show you that as I do it. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this tag. I just use a stamp using my black ink for the top of the tag. Okay, so I just finished adding my Christmas metallic gold cutouts to my tag, and the stamped holly leaf I colored in with my colored pencils. So the next thing that we need to do is there's a border that goes along the bottom, and then the deer that goes on, and then all of the embellishments that are added. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off the tag. Okay, continuing with making the tag, I made the little border down here using craft paper and this hole punch, border punch, and Tim Holtz Distressed Vintage Photo ink, which I love and I use for pretty much everything. And then the next thing was for the deer, I did not have a little bit of garland, but I did have some of this. It's ribbon, wired, well, not really ribbon, but tinsel from Michaels. And I went ahead and put that on my deer, and I also distressed the deer using the distressed ink from Tim Holtz. The other thing is I'm not using the brads so that the backs won't be on the back of my tag. I have these stickers that look like brads, and actually if the one I've used the most is the antique one, but I don't have enough to do the tag, so I'm going to be using the gold ones on there, and I'm going to continue with putting it together. Okay, so my tag is finished, and this is what it looks like. And again, these are the little metal, they look like metal studs, but they're just stickers. And I attached my deer with foam dots. And then up here at the top, instead of doing the burlap like he said, I actually had some of this that I purchased at Joann's, and I just cut a strip and cut it in half because I'm going to be making 2 tags, so it was okay. And then I am a sucker for these little tags and the little pin that Tim made. They are absolutely adorable, and I could use them for so many things, and I love them. This one is totally Christmas, and there's so many things I can do with that. You can do jewelry. It's just awesome. So again, my tag is finished, and I had a great time making it. Hope you enjoyed.